At the end of the day, everyone's account size, risk tolerance, time frame, and investment objective is different. So whenever you hear a call made, you should always ask yourself those questions. What is my investment objective? What is my time frame? What is my account size? What is my risk tolerance? So we're taking a look at the 3-year weekly chart of Ford, and you can see Ford is in a very clear downtrend from one, very clear downtrend. So that does not mean that it is a bad investment, but you need to ask yourself, where am I going to be most rewarded for taking risk on Ford if my investment thesis is that Ford is going to go up? All right. So you can see the low on the weekly in the intermediate range is $7.41. So from a weekly perspective, you want to perhaps begin to take some risk at or near 741. Let's take a quick look on the 5-year monthly chart now. On the monthly chart, you can see the downtrend even more clearly. And the thing about it is, what you need to be concerned about is especially this area here between 940 to about 875 has shown some serious resistance in the past. And so given this little uptrend that was then sold off with Ford's latest earnings, we really need to see a hold and close above this low here at 840 for at least within the next 2 weeks for Ford to be even viable to begin to make a short-term recovery. Looking at the Ford on the quarterly chart even makes that analysis even more clear. Clear downtrend, and the extreme of this most intermediate price range is a low of 741. And so definitively, if you are a long-term investor, you want to be entering your risk starting at, I would say, 1% above that, and possibly a stop 2 or 3% below it. Because if this does indeed fall beneath 740 and closes beneath there, that can trigger a lot more selling in Ford, which would lengthen the time frame and lengthen the pain that you experience if you do hold Ford for even the short and intermediate term. So definitely, as you can see, Ford took approximately 5 years to form this latest leg of the downtrend. If this 740 area does bring in institutional buyers, does bring in longer term time frame participants who believe Ford is a good buy and hold investment for quite some time, then it may very well take another 5 to 7 years at the very least to get back to the top of this most recent range at around $19. So again, know your time frame. This is not a quick turnaround. If you're on the long-term time frame, then you're looking at 5 to 7 years to if this 740 level holds. If this 740 level does not hold, then we can very well see, because the security is rather thin underneath 740 all the way back down into $2, quite possibly. So know your risk, know your time frame. On the short term, quite possibly if 740 does hold, then we can see a bit of a bounce back into the 920 area. So if 740 does hold, then possibly within 3 to 6 months we can see 920 once again, possibly even all the way up to 1050 if we do get some buying strength coming into it on a intermediate term basis. So know your risk, know your time frame, know your account size. If you are investing here at around 8, be very well prepared to have cash dry powder to be able to add to reduce your overall cost basis as this 740 level, and watch to see how price responds here. If price breaks through 740 and does not close above it on the weekly, monthly, and quarterly, look out. We may definitely have some fireworks to the downside. So that's my take on Ford.